welcome the producer-director of Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire, Lee Daniels.
Please don't. Gabby, Paula and Gabby. Thank you. Paula and Gabby. Woo.
So Lee, I met you during Spirit Awards.
Uh-oh.
And you were on the nominating committee.
Yeah.
And you had specific directions, be here at this time, at this location. And a few hours before the meeting, you called and said, I'm still in New York. I have to meet with my investors. And in a tone I've never heard before, Tracy, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll just be a little late. And you were.
A day? How many
No,
days?
no. You were just a little late.
Tracy, you're calling me out.
Well, I'm leading up to something.
Okay.
How do you pitch a story like Precious to an investor?
I think that my investor, who is my producer, was an angel. You know, they believed in me, and she was very clear. They were both very clear. Lee, what is it that you want to do? And I think that it's mavericks like that because certainly Hollywood has closed every door on me, always, even after Monsters Ball and Woodsman and stuff. So I've always gone out to angels, and she, you know, they said, what do you want to do? I said, well, you know, it's about this girl that's 300 pounds, and she's black, and she's trying to learn how to read. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't that deep.
Okay.
You know,
But
I wish I could say like, well, I had to do this, and then I had to do that, and then I had to. No, it was really. They're Sarah and Gary Magnus, who are my producers, and they're just angels.
Well, before we go any further, I know Sarah is here in the audience, so I want to introduce her at this time. Sarah Siegel Magnus, producer on Precious.
Stand up, Sarah. Stand up. Take a bow.
And let me list the rest of the producers. Gary Magnus. The executive producers are Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Lisa Cortez, and Tom Heller. Okay, I just want to make sure everyone was acknowledged before we go further.
Shout out to Lisa.
Okay, so you read the book Push.
Yes.
And you contact Sapphire.
Yes.
And what do you say?
Well, I read the book, and I'm gasping. I'm laughing. I'm crying. I'm traumatized, and it reminded me of I've said this before, but you know, when I was 11, there was a little girl that came to my house, and she was 7, and she was 3 in the afternoon, and she was bleeding, and she had pus on her. She's naked, completely naked, and my good friend that we grew up with, like your best friend, a little younger, but she blood and beaten with an extension cord, and she said, and sweating, and she said, my mama's going to kill me. And I remember looking over my mom's shoulder, and I'd seen fear in her eyes for the first time, and that freaked me out. And the word, I can't describe one single word that explains how it was that I felt. Nausea, fear, embarrassment for her, anger. I can't describe the word. Anyways, I read the book 30 years, some odd years later, and it evoked all those feelings that I had, and I thought that I needed to do this film to heal, so that I would never, so I don't look at the film as you look at the film. I mean, I love all of my films. Even if one of them looks like Mongo, I still love them, you know, because they're my babies. I look at how I grow as a man and as a spirit and as a filmmaker on each one. Like, what am I learning? And for that, you know, I wanted to make sure that I never felt that feeling. I wanted to eradicate, take away that feeling. And I wanted to heal, and I wanted others to heal, which is the reason why and I slept with it under my pillow, and then I called, I got the nerve up to call Sapphire, who is just this provocative, intelligent, scholarly poet who has nothing to do with Hollywood, who wants her book nowhere near Hollywood. And she's like, all right, bye-bye. And I stalked her. For 8 years, I stalked her.
8 years?
I stalked that woman for 8 years. Did you see that? I saved myself, guys. My studio is going to be happy.
So how did you get her to say yes?
I stalked her.
Okay.
I stalked her. I mean, you know, I think that she felt that if I had, I think that she felt that anyone was going to, because I wasn't the only filmmaker after the film. She felt that if anyone did the film, that it could be a bad film. And I think that once she got over the fact that that it was no matter how bad the film was going to be, it was not going to affect her great piece of literature. I think that once she embraced that you know, that her literature was going to remain the same and her fan base would be the same, then she, you know, just gave it up.